I'm gonna start with the obvious that I really hate that Lawrence Fishburne isn't in it. I'm trying to like make up my mind. So it says it's a reboot and sequel of sorts. Neo and Carrie, Trinity, live in a near future San Francisco, and it's though their memories have been swiped. I like that they kept his character the same, the glasses and everything. Keanu did say that when he was handed the script, he didn't really know if he wanted to be involved with it or not. I don't know if the fact that Lawrence Fishburne not being involved with it was part of it, but he was a little skeptical when he got the script. But after he read it and everything, he said he was fully on board with it once he completely read the script. So there's something that definitely drew Keanu to it. Not just the fact it's The Matrix. That's how I'm just wondering here. It's like, I wonder if this is all going to take place in The Matrix. No, they showed some stuff outside of The Matrix. I was going to say, I wonder if there's a way for them to bring back Lawrence Fishburne. That's what I want. I want Lawrence Fishburne. But without it, this is going to be interesting. Because it seems like here, it's like, I don't know. It feels like it's a sequel. Even though this is all like stuff that happened in the original movie. The fact that this is going the way that it is. He might not even be Morpheus. It could be another man in charge now. I think it's more. Come on, that style. It's Morpheus. They said that he was playing as Morpheus. I'm pretty sure that he is confirmed on all the credits as Morpheus. I was just wondering if it would be like, we're not gonna see Morpheus outside of the Matrix. Maybe we'll only see Morpheus in the Matrix. And then maybe there'll be a way that they'll bring back Lawrence Fishburne in the real world. Maybe the Matrix has given him, I don't know, maybe a new construct in a way. Because he would still be who he is, obviously, in the real world. But jacking into the Matrix now, after it's been rewritten and everything and redone, maybe it's like a different version of how he appears in the Matrix, perhaps. That's quite a fucking long shot grab just to get a fucking actor back. But Lawrence Fishburne even said they never came to me with anything. They never asked me to be in it. So I don't know if it was just they're going with this new style of writing or if they will leave room to bring him back. I really feel like they fucking should. He was the best supporting actor, really. He really fucking was. He was totally would set the vibe of everything for one. No, Morpheus didn't die, but then again, he could. No, Morpheus did. He lived. Unless there was some extra lore that went on after Revelations, Morpheus didn't die. But let me see if Morpheus dies. Does Morpheus die? In Chapter 1.2 of The Matrix, Morpheus grows impatient with the machines and demands that they return the body of Neo. Maybe there was more that I missed. Morpheus's death. I mainly just remember the regular movies. I thought everything was like done after Revelations. Like, I know then they had Matrix The Path of Neo, and that was a really awesome game in a way. A little rocky, but it was pretty cool. But let me see. Morpheus's death. Oh, I didn't even read it, but there's something right there. But it says, Morpheus' death. After Neo defeated Smith, Morpheus returned to the Matrix to consult with the Oracle on the subject of Neo's remains. He then proceeded to meet with red pills to show them that he was appreciate you guys coming to a dyslexic stream to hear this. He then proceeded to meet with red pills. I don't know who red pills is. To show them that he was reconstructing Neo's RSI. After the reconstruction failed, he began to challenge the machines to give Neo's remains to Zion. Later, Morpheus gained access to code bombs and used them to cripple the Matrix. But it's funny because I feel like that's not something too smart on Morpheus's end to start a war over this for Neo's body when they got what they wanted of peace. But however, though, it kind of brings me back to thinking about how Agent Smith was saying that Morpheus is a very well-known terrorist. So it doesn't seem too much to me like that's what Morpheus would really do outside of the movies. But it plays into his lore of he's a terrorist. When Morpheus was setting up code bombs in Westview, he noticed a fly buzzing from his only exit. It seemed as though he anticipated the assassin would be there, even though the assassin was never seen in public until that point. It seemed like Morpheus escaped by using a back door to the building. As he walked out a vent, The size of a bread box opened. The assassin squeezed out of it, plugging several holes into Morpheus. Morpheus's body was on display in the Sorbra Shores Church, where it bursts into flies several times an hour. See, I don't know. To me, I don't know if this really is this really actual confirmed lore, because it just doesn't really sound anything like it. Anyways, lockout. It was later discovered that Morpheus was not, in fact, killed, but the bullets used by the assassin were used to jam his transmission, preventing him from broadcasting inside the Matrix. Interesting. Maybe this is leading into this movie. It's also theorized that these transmissions are being made by Morpheus Simulacra, controlled by the General, as in General... Is this stuff from... This looks like it was a video game. The General informing Zion of the existence of systems. Cheat codes. I wonder if this is stuff that was pulled from the Online, maybe. Matrix Online. Digital clone of the late Morpheus created by the General. It was first suspected that he was the real Morpheus, who was presumed dead after being killed by the assassin. Who's the assassin? Look at that guy. Look at that guy. This is interesting. But I'm just, the way how this story kind of is going, it's like maybe that's why he looks the way it does, because they said he lived, but he is not. It's interesting. Yeah, it looks like it's Matrix Online. I never played Matrix Online. I wanted to, but I didn't have a computer at the time. So I was just checking out. So apparently, the Matrix Online, they said, was a story continuance from the films. And I'm seeing them talk about this guy, the General, and the Merovingian again. And so I think that's kind of like what we were just reading is like true. They got this part called The Hunt for Morpheus. Yeah, so I guess it's actually like this is after what happens in the Matrix Online. I never knew if the Matrix Online had a story involved with it, or if it was just players playing and doing things. What I'm really hoping is, because like what you said, Pasty, that they rebooted the Matrix. Yes, that's what I was just about to say. If this, because I mean, come on, with the technology and the internet that we got today, it could totally, it could be awesome, dude. That could be really fucking awesome if they did. I think they said that he got to an exit, but they managed to do something so that he couldn't get back into the Matrix again, is what I think I had said, right? That Morpheus was not in fact killed, but the bullets used by the assassin were used to jam his transmission, preventing him from broadcasting inside the Matrix. Upon a fractured broadcast, March 30th, 2007, he told a large gathering of Merovingian, all these people, and machinist red pills, that Neo was in fact alive, being held hostage in Machine City. I don't get with this red pill thing. I know it's kind of like a faction in a way or whatever from the game, but then what are the blue pills? The machines and the agents and stuff? I'm surprised that the red pills, it doesn't have like the Oracle mentioned in here. But anyways, so I'm hoping that since they said this was a continuance from the films, right? I believe it is. I'll have to like cross confirm it later. I could probably just do this. The truth is, we have no idea. The game wasn't particularly popular, and it was shut down a few years later. It was written by Paul Chadwick. I'm back here. Animations. Canon is not strictly defined in the movie. The 3 films. From the main core of the series, with additional short animated films such as the Animatrix video, The Enter the Matrix, Path of Neo, The Matrix Online, and the Matrix comics created by the Wachowskis and other artists. Some of these tie directly into the film. So I'm guessing if they're saying that the Wachowskis had anything to do with the Matrix Online, then it would mean that this is all still their story and continuing and everything. It's one of the games in the World Rust that was on the PC world. Along that game and City of Villains are the 2 PC games I never got to play that I really wish I did. Yeah, it was considered a very big flop, but it was just the idea of it was pretty fucking cool. Where what me and Pasty were just saying is that maybe with this movie coming back, they'll give it another shot. Hopefully. I mean, at that time in 2006, the only real big MMO was probably only World of Warcraft. I mean, there were others, but like I think World of Warcraft was the only real successful one at that time, isn't it? It seems like the Matrix Online would have a much better chance of success today, but with everybody having worked on tweaks and quality being perfected across servers for some things of this such. But let me see. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this movie will spawn a couple of games. It was advertised as a continuation of the storyline of the Matrix films, as the Wachowskis, the franchise creators, gave their blessing to the notion of the gamers inheriting the storyline. The game began, so it got their blessing. So all right. So it's kind of like the movie could be using that lore. It'll just have to be something we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they really, in the movies to the video games, they didn't really talk about their lore. So, other than just they talked about the Osiris, and that was really it, and just leading into the big plot of Reloaded and Revelations from the Animatrix, but I think they did that on purpose. But the real question, I mean, this is all, what I'm looking into is all about if them getting Lawrence Fishburne back, really. Other than that, without Lawrence Fishburne in the equation, the trailer looks pretty cool. I like that they used an old song from Jefferson Airplane, actually. Yes, definitely. That's what I'm really hoping. I mean, look at this. You put it in really quick, and 87% like the video game. Like, you know, it's. I feel like it can only really be judged by gamers that played it then to understand things, and now that it would be perfect for it to come back. Morpheus isn't in the Matrix Resurrections due to a weird Matrix video game. Oh, let's dip into it. Let's dip into it. May explain why. Yes, I'm fine. Like I'm saying, I'm fine with all of this. And like if they have two versions of Morpheus, then if they have like in the real world they will use Lawrence Fishburne, and then in the Matrix they can keep this younger version of him. I'm fine with that. But I feel like this film, or at least if they go on to make a sequel, they gotta bring Lawrence Fishburne back. Come on, man. You can make anything you want in the Matrix, but if you're going to continue this story, then it's still going down a timeline of what is still happening in the real world with Zion. What would be pretty nifty is if it's like, if they show on, in the real world, and maybe they show this crew working together on a ship, and the ship really turns out that it's, what was their ship's? No, wait. Morpheus' ship got... Ooh, Morpheus' ship. That's right. It got blown up in the movies. It got destroyed. Oh, it would be sick then if they had in the real world, they had just this new ship. I mean, we never knew what the difference between ships were, but they just show a ship with a new crew on it. Maybe they could have Link on it, and they could just be like, Link only reports to the captain. No one really knows what the captain looks like or something. And they just play it off. And so you only see Morpheus in the Matrix. But then they lead into the second movie where they reveal that it's fucking Lawrence Fishburne captaining this ship. Or they don't even have Link, but they just keep it mysterious to bring back Lawrence Fishburne. Bring back Lawrence Fishburne! Anyways, but the movie looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool.